Hi, in this video, I will guide you through integrating FOTAS into Genetec system. For our first step, we need to add a Docker engine and the FOTAS driver to our ISG system. In order to add a Docker engine, we need to click this button and fill out this form. For this input, we need to add a label, anything will do, and we need to add our local machine's IP address. And here, we need to add our password that is provided to us, and also our certificate, which is a .pfx file. Now, we have our Docker engine. To add our FOTAS driver, we need to click Add Driver Container, choose Some, we acknowledge. It automatically chooses the latest version. We give it a label. Any label will do. And we say Add. It takes a while to create. Create it. Now we can click these three dots and we can start our driver. Okay, our driver started. It's going to take a while to connect. Now it's connected. Now it's going to ask us some credentials. By default, our credentials are admin and admin. And this is our driver's configuration page. We need two inputs in order for our driver to work properly. We need our FOTAS server's IP address and the bearer token, which we will generate in FOTAS UI. Now, let's switch to the FOTAS UI so we can create our access token. In FOTAS UI, we need to navigate to the interface settings and then access token and third-party integration settings. Here, we will see a create token button. We click, it opens up a create token dialog. We enter a name, let's call it ISG, but any name will do. We click create, and it gives us a new access token. We copy our new token, switch back to ISG UI, we paste, and now we have a new access token. Also, we need to be sure that our IP is the same as the FOTAS's IP, so they can communicate with each other. We click save, and now we successfully configured our driver. Now that we successfully configured our ISG drivers, we need to switch back to FOTAS to enter our driver credentials. In FOTAS UI, under Interface Settings and under System Settings, you will find Bridge Credentials menu. Here, we select Genetec ISG, our driver's IP address, our driver's port, username, and password. We click Save Configuration, and now we saved our configuration. After we completed our ISG driver configuration, we need to add an ISG output. In order to do that, we navigate to the settings. Here we have Inter-System Gateway outputs. We add a new one by clicking plus. Here we have our Docker engine, RSA RabbitMQ, which is what we need, and we select the version 303, and we click Next. We click Open to open up the configuration. Here we enter our credentials. Here we need to add our MQ servers failover. We enter our hostname. We enter our RabbitMQ user and password. We import our RabbitMQ certification. And we save. We completed our configuration. Now that we have a successful communication between RabbitMQ and RSA, we need to do a similar configuration on the config tool part. In order to do that, we open up our config tool, we go to system, we open up roles. On the bottom left, we click add an entity, we click plugin. Here we select restricted security area surveillance, click next, create, and we close. Here we go to the properties and we open up advanced settings. Here we need to change a few parameters. For IP address, we're using our computer's local IP address. For the user, we are using our RabbitMQ's user and password. And we click apply. We added our RSA entity. Now that we have two-way communication between ISG and Genetec, we are free to add our tracking device, which is FOTAS. But before we do that, we need to add a map. In order to do that, we go to our main menu by clicking config tool. We click the area view. We click to add an entity. We click area. We need to name our new area. Let's call it GOSB. We need to add a map. Let's add a map. Select geographic. Select your provider. Let's zoom in a little bit because it will affect our view. Click create. And now we have a map. Now that we added our map, we can add our tracking device. Let's go to add an entity. Click tracking system. Here, make sure you choose intersystem gateway as type. Name your tracking device. Let's call it FOTAS. We go next. We go next. Let's import our map, GOSB. We finish. Now we have our tracking device. Now that we added our tracking device, we can fetch our zones. Go to RSA, select zone, add zone, import from tracking system, choose our device, select the zones that you need. Choose the map. Next. 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 Arm an event intrusion. Finish. And apply. We successfully added our zones. Now that we added our zones, in order to get alarm from them, we need to arm our zones. To do that, we need to go to the security desk. Here, we navigate to maps. We select the default map, GOSB. Here we can see our zones. They're imported. Click one. Go to zones. And arm each of the zones. Now we have armed our zones. Now that we created and armed our zones, we can do a little alarm test to see if it works. In FOTAS UI, you go to Interface Settings, Access Token, and Third-Party Integrations. We click Simulate. We enter a meter. and we click Fence Intrusion. Our alarm showed up.